And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the starting lineup for the visitors, the Halifax Hurricane. At forward, number 23, Billy White. At forward, number 20, C.J. Washington. At guard, number 14, Antoine Mason. At guard, number 12, Cliff Clinkscales. And at forward, number 1, Tyrone Watson. The head coach of the Halifax Hurricane in his second season is Mike Leslie. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the non-starters for your Island Storm from Louisiana Tech University. A forward, number 24, Chris Anderson. From the University of Prince Edward Island, a center, number 15, Doot. From Damon, a guard, number 11, Torrance Dyke Jr. From the University of Prince Edward Island, a forward, and number 7, Brad States. From Little Rock, a guard, number 5, Kemi Osei. From Holland College, a forward, number 3, Trinity Burdine. And from St. Bonaventure University, a guard, number 1, Chris Johnson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce the All-Star Cresting starting 5 for your Island Storm, please welcome Cowboy Mike Hughes.
Storm fans, it's game time! We're in our house! Let me hear you make some noise! Whose house? Whose house? We got a tough game here today against a very tough Halifax team. But our guys, after a big win and a long road last night, they need our energy and our intensity today more than ever. Storm fans, let me hear you. Are you ready to get this started? I said, are you ready? At forward, from Bathurst, New Brunswick, Brad States. At guard, from Los Angeles, California, Franklin Sessions. At guard, from Jackson, Mississippi, Andre Stringer. At forward, from the Lower East Side of New York, Duvon Mad Max Maxwell. And at center, the big man in the middle, from Long Beach, California, Darion Henry. Storm fans, are you ready for some NBL action? Are you ready to make some noise? Let's get this place rocking right off the start. Storm fans, let me hear you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd ask the two starting centers to come.
Well, there you have it. Cowboy Mike
court.
Hughes getting the crowd energized. Peter Ruckhazer alongside Gord McNeely. Glad you can join us for this one. And Gord, this Island Storm team, they've done a lot of traveling of late. Coming back from Cape Breton after a game last night, a game that they won. And I'm wondering, when are they going to get the concrete legs? Because they're going to have to go deep into their bench here this evening.
Yeah, it's a terrible schedule, but it's because of the building use. These things are done well in advance. So to get in at 4 o'clock in the morning and turn around for 2 o'clock game, but these guys are pros. I mean, Halifax played last night, a tough game in Moncton, and lost that one. So see if confidence prevails here. And these two teams know each other well, and they match up fairly well, so we'll see what happens. It's nice to see this Island Storm team getting healthy, because for a while there, they were without some key players. I think the last game that you and I did was against St. John here at the Eastlink Center. I mean, they were without Andre Stringer. They were without Devon Maxwell. He did not play in that game. Meshach Lufile out of the lineup. It's nice to see them getting healthy and having some continuity in their lineup. Oh, it sure is, and that's important, and it's a long grind. It's a 40-game campaign, so you know, you got to have your legs and you got to have healthy bodies towards the end of the season. But the Storm positioned themselves nicely during that stretch. So now, have you had the opportunity to see Jaron Henry play? And yes. What do you make of number 22 here? He's a very good shot blocker, defensive rebounder. Plays inside, plays with a lot of energy, similar to Maxwell in his kind of approach. Just wants to go out and play basketball. He lacks a little bit of size, but he makes up for it in his athleticism and just some toughness in there. So he's going to need all of that today. So we're about ready to get going here. Halifax, they lost to Moncton last night, 109-99. Came over to the Island right after that game. And as for the Island Storm, 126-112 winners against Cape Breton, and then left after that game. That's a 6-hour bus ride. So we'll see if the energy level can stay high throughout the afternoon. Here's Billy White. Little spin move goes off the window. Yeah, and that's a good way to start for him. I think Billy White's a phenomenal player in this league, and he's showing you why right off the bat. Henry, little bounce pass to States. He can't convert. He was underneath the bucket. Talking about Billy White, averaging 17.8 points, 8.9 rebounds for the Hurricane. Here's the aforementioned White in the low post. Kicks it out. Long-range shot. Iron. And grabbed by Frank Session. Frank in the paint for Henry. Nice little spin move. And then doesn't get the touch there. So there you see Henry as he tries to do a little imaging there and practicing. So Devon Maxwell will inbound the ball. Maxwell working on White. Oh, nice up and under, and he gets the nice roll. And he went right at Billy White, so he doesn't lack any confidence. He's been playing well since he's been back. Just joining us, just underway, 2-2. This is Watson working against States, kicks it out. Billy White puts it on the floor, little finger roll. And it's repossessed by the Hurricane. Clinkscales, look for that veteran. You got two great veterans in White and Clinkscales out there. Oh. Big time rejection by Henry. And coming back again on the second effort is Billy White. That's what I mean. Henry can get out and block shots and save you on a few plays. So, but Billy White is trying to establish himself early in this one. Stringer. He's hounded by Clinkscales. Brad States. Nice little bank shot off the window and in. Yeah, really under control, and a really good effort by States there to start this one. Antoine Mason hitting for a tray. Boy, he is really taking his game up a couple of notches this season. He was good last season, but new and improved Antoine Mason, I think, this year. Yeah, he can hit the three. You know he can penetrate. Just does everything for this team for Halifax. Island Storm swing the ball around. That's left short by
Session. And here is Clinkscales. 10-year pro inside for Watson. That's a tough shot. And a little tip in.
Yeah, they started really well.
That was C.J. Washington with the tip. So a 9-4 lead for Halifax. Maxwell puts it on the deck. Little floater.
He's been playing well. He's just so lengthy and long, and when he goes up to shoot, he's so controlled. He's a very talented player.
Antoine Mason. Here's Billy White. He tries the jumper. Hits the iron. States with the rebound. And now Franklin, he'll hold up, try to set things up in the half court. Nice crossover by Maxwell. Tried to feed States and turns it over.
Big time 3-on-2 here.
Mason. Little teardrop. And Antoine Mason, boy, what a season he's had. 19.8 points per game, 3.6 rebounds per game, shooting 41.7% from the field.
Amazing. And those are high-quality numbers. You see why. He just uses his body, gets control, gets in close, and that three won't go.
Mason had 26 points last night for Halifax in that loss to Moncton. And this Halifax team, they've got plenty of weapons. Billy White turnaround. And another board for Brad States.
He's not missing those by much. But good rebound by States coming the other way.
Jumper that rolls around, comes out. Now pushed up the court. This is Clinkscales, going to drive. Oh, nice feed. And an easy lay-in for Billy White. And Colonel Clink with a nice pass. And he is a table setter,
yeah.
Clinkscales.
Without a doubt. He's just, and I'm always the one point guard in the league that scares me, and that's Clinkscales when he plays against the Storm team.
So we got a foul call here against Halifax, and Mason is called for the foul as he has a conversation pleading his case.
Yeah, and that's an early sub for Stringer, and he just looked a little bit slow getting back on defense there. I mean, you haven't played in a little while because he was out for so long. Takes a while to get back at full speed.
Inside States, rattles around, comes out. 13-6 the score, 7:14 remaining in the first quarter. Nice feed, and that's an easy flush for the Halifax Hurricanes.
And that's too easy. The Storm defense is, well, obviously they played in Cape Breton. You're starting to see early tired legs.
Torrance Dyke Jr.
Yeah.
Nice looking shot there.
Well, you don't see you see him mainly attacking, but he's got that in his game. So, and he showed it off there. Nice balance and control on that jump shot.
Well, Watson in the low post. And he gets called for a foul, a little bit of a charge. Well, not a little bit, a lot of bit of a charge, one would think. As you take a look at it on the replay, and oh, well, maybe a little bit of a sell job too by Torrance. States on the elbow. Maxwell. Torrance thought about shooting it. Dyke Jr. Session going for a long three. Rebound. States bats at it.
Good job.
Good effort by Brad States to retain possession. Devon Maxwell, 1v1 against Mason. Mason got a little bit of a help from the weak side, but Maxwell converts.
And he's almost impossible to stop one-on-one because he just decides and he stays in control, can accept contact and finish.
Clinkscales kicks it out. Watson from the corner. Brought down by Kimiose.
Yeah, shot that in the way down a little bit.
Maxwell, he gets double teamed. Gets stripped of the ball by Billy White. Session trying to guard Mason. Good interior passing, and Billy White looks like he wanted a foul called on him. Watson seems to be in a bit of pain, and Torrance Dyke Jr., he goes to the bucket and gets fouled.
Yeah, and I think Billy White was potentially fouled down the other end, and they let it kind of go. So Andre Stringer's back in.
Stringer comes back in, and I don't know, is it me or does Andre Stringer look like he's hobbled just a bit? I know that he had a lower body injury, so did Devon Maxwell, he doesn't quite look 100% to me.
No, he doesn't look 100%. I'm watching that, just how he got back on defense a little bit there, and I'm not surprised, but I just don't know if the injury's lingering or how he's feeling about things. So, but I like the way the Hurricanes started this game. They've started off, they went right into Billy White, opened it up, and then they're starting to move it around. And the Storm are kind of playing like defensive, just hanging on, which is okay at this point in this game.
And the Halifax team, as we mentioned, they played last night. They took on Moncton. And talking to Coach Leslie, he was happy with the way his team played in the first half. And then they got away from things in the second half, trying to freelance on offense. So he's hoping they stick to the script here this afternoon. As you see some of the work there by Devon Maxwell. And as you said, he is just so difficult to stop 1v1. And then there's Maxwell again, another drive, little floater. So they're so happy to have him back in the lineup.
Oh, they certainly are.
And, you know, I know it creates havoc when you have all these guys out of the lineup, your starters, but, you know, talking to Coach Kendrick, he said there could be a silver lining in all this, and that some of the guys like Bourdin, States, Tyler Scott, they got some playing time, and down the stretch, when you get in the playoffs, you're going to need your bench, and they're getting valuable experience, those young players.
Oh, they are. They really are. And it's, you know, Johnson's not playing tonight. And, you know, this bench is going to be strong. They brought in a couple players. Like, I'm really excited about Henry, what they can do together when they put a healthy team on the floor. It's going to be something else. So
I was talking to Chris Johnson before the game. You saw him there at the end of the bench in Civies, and he's got a stomach virus, hasn't been able to eat any food the last 3 or 4 days. Tried to start the game on Wednesday against Moncton and couldn't finish the game. He was not feeling very well, and he says hopefully in a couple of days he'll get back to being able to eat solid food and get some practice time under his belt. They really need him. Underneath the bucket, it's kicked out. Antoine Mason for three. Antoine Mason knocking it down hard.
And Storm did a good job of closing down so they couldn't get a shot, but then the pitch out was a good one, and that's what happens in this professional league.
Stringer drives the lane, and again can't make the finish. Poole, he'll push it up for Antoine Mason. He's going to try three again. Yes, he is. That rolls around. Dyke Jr. with the rebound. He'll push it. Off-balance shot, and it's brought down.
And the ref's letting both these teams play. There's contact on both sides of these shots, shooting attempts here.
Brought down by Brown on that rebound. There he is with the ball now. Brought in this season for his great defense and rebounding ability. Zimmerman with a three. And there's Brown with the offensive board. And a whole bunch of bodies collide in the paint. Try to see now whose ball it's going to be. Looks like it will be Halifax ball, I think. No, it's going to be Storm ball. And Mike Leslie a little confused on that call. 4:10 remaining in the first quarter. 7-point lead for the Hurricanes. Long three, and they're going to call a foul on States away from the ball. As States got a little too physical.
I like the way he started, though. He has been physical, and that's what they need out of him. And you see it right there. They're a little bit
of an elbow to the face of Antoine Mason. Brown, one of a number of New Yorkers on this team, off to another New Yorker, Antoine Mason. Poole, as he tried to feed Billy White, that's intercepted. Storm coming back the other way. Dyke Jr., he'll settle it down. Stringer, and they're saying that tipped off a Halifax player. It's going to be Halifax ball, though.
Yeah, no, it wasn't tipped, so.
A little bit of a wild pass by Andre Stringer.
Might be a little frustrated with his body language there a little bit, but he'll get it going. He can put up numbers in a hurry. Billy
White finds Poole. Brown, 8 seconds on the shot clock. State's trying to defend him. Outside shot, and that's Zimmerman.
But he's got a nice stroke. Quick release, doesn't need much room, and bang, knocks it down.
Ose. Here's Henry. Wants to drive on his man, got him up in the air. And no call there. I'm shocked at that one. Brown to Poole. And they're going to call a charge. No, they're foul against the Storm. Oh, so wow. The call's not going the way of the Storm here.
No.
In this first quarter. And the fans, you can hear them.
They don't like
it. They're not very pleased. Take a look at that, and I don't know. So Halifax will head to the line. And they're up by 10. So this is the start that Coach Kendrick was hoping wouldn't happen after taking that 6-hour bus ride from Sydney, Nova Scotia last night. Got in probably around 4:30 in the morning.
Unbelievable.
Stringer defers to Maxwell. He works against Poole.
Yeah, they're looking for this mismatch. And there's a foul called.
Foul on Zimmerman.
Yeah, just Maxwell has a size advantage there on that switch.
Plenty of time on the shot clock here. 14 seconds remaining. Henry in the corner. He was trying to hide from everybody, it looked like. Here's Henry trying to back down his man. Looking for some options. Gets it inside.
Oh,
that's
wow.
Anderson.
Put some topspin on that one.
Chris Anderson, one of the new members on this team.
Oh, and just a clutchy, grabby foul.
And Anderson, I'm getting the sense that Anderson and Henry really going to help Coach Kendrick in terms of that interior defense, the rebounding, the dirty work that you need to have done.
Yeah, and he had to play big minutes here when they were short man, the short staff. So he's good. He's does the little things and can play that. Is he in 100% shape? I'm not too sure right at this point. So just needs a couple weeks.
Maxwell, Henry settles things down. This is Anderson. He'll try the jumper top of the key. And Antoine Mason will bring it up the court for Halifax. Outside shot. Zimmerman couldn't make it. Tyler Scott into the contest now. Here's Maxwell, crossover, floater.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it go.
Makes it look easy. So these are important baskets. Like we said, the Storm have to do a good job of finishing quarters, especially at home.
This is Brown. He is a force on the inside. And boy, he just made that look easy.
And you see that time Henry couldn't use his size. So that's where he lacks a little bit, where he gets bumped that first time and gets pushed.
Tyler Scott. Here's Henry with the J. Misses that one severely. Under a minute now in this first quarter. 24-15 lead for Halifax. Mason will take his time. Brown comes over to try to set a screen. Mason drives. Brought down by Anderson.
Almost hit that. That was incredible body control.
And Devon Maxwell gets knocked down, and that's going to be a foul against Antoine Mason.
And watch for the physicality in this one, because we've seen a lot of bumping to start.
So 2 fouls on Mason. He has to take a seat. Tyrone Watson checks back in. Stringer. Try to bounce pass. Try to get it over for Devon. It goes off the leg. And it'll be Storm ball. 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock. This Halifax team, they lost last night to Moncton, come up with a big win back on January the 21st against London, 131-103. Session with the bounce, with a jumper, and then the rebound by Anderson there. There you see, that's why they brought him in the fold, his ability to rebound the ball.
You just can't move him out of there, and he gets perfect position on the opposite side glass, and he makes them pay.
Zimmerman drives. And Zimmerman drives right here. And that'll do it for the first quarter. And not a great start for the Island Storm, down 26-17. And you could see the effects of, the game last night and all the travel, I think.
Oh, yeah. And it's you expected that, but Coach got a lot of his players in. And that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to make sure that people get in there and get to the, play 10 people early on, and away you go.
So right now, you have, in terms of shooting from the field, 38.1% for the Storm. Halifax, they're shooting 45.8%, 11 of 24 from the field. Turnovers, 4 for the Storm, 3 for the Hurricane. And so a little bit of work to do here for the Island Storm. In terms of individuals so far in this game, Devon Maxwell, he's got 8 points, 4 from the field. And then for Halifax, Antoine Mason, who's having a fantastic season, 3 of 5, 2 of 3 from three-point range. And he has 3 rebounds, but he has 2 fouls so far in this game, so Mike Leslie will have to monitor that and make sure he doesn't get into any foul trouble moving forward here. They're going to need him on the court, but having said that, I mean, this team is so deep. I mean, I watched a bit of the game that they played against the Island Storm, the last outing a couple of weeks ago, and he just went with his second string, his second team, and they really did the job against the Island Storm for most of that game. They were coming off, I think, a back-to-back situation. My memory serves me correct. But he's got so many options on that Halifax bench.
So we haven't yet to see Frank Session get really going under Stringer. Tyler Scott's in the game, so they're down 9 up. It's not too worrisome because they can score. Maxwell 4 for 4 from the floor is, he's doing it. So they'll get their points in. It's just, can you defend the Halifax Hurricanes attack?
And Gord, they're a bigger team. They've got more size than the Hurricanes, and I think that's the biggest concern when you go up against this Halifax team from an Island Storm perspective.
Yeah, and you need to run your pick and rolls, get those big people away from the basket, and get the best shot you possibly can. But they're running pretty good stuff to start.
Underway second quarter action. Spin move by Maxwell gets rejected. I think that was Brown that got the block there. Poole kicks it out. Brown. Good ball movement here from Halifax.
Yeah, that was a big block, but nice offensive play. They got the shot they wanted.
Jumper by Watson. He misses that one. Back the other way comes Franklin Session. Wants to drive. Kicks it over for Scott. They say that he stepped out.
Just ran out of room there, so.
And this is Devon Maxwell and the big-time rejection by Brown. Poole stops up. Can't drain that shot. Stringer trying to get to the inside, loses it. Anderson's there. Nice little finger roll as he backs up his teammate.
Yeah, really good. Like I said, offense isn't a problem. This is the problem here. Can you stop their attack?
Little floater by Poole. Storm get a stop. Session, fadeaway J. Oh, that clangs in and out. And as you said, Franklin hasn't got his game in gear yet, but sooner or later he's going to
warming
get
up.
That Midas touch.
Yeah, I mean, nice block.
Nice block. That's Anderson. And a foul against Brown.
Yeah, good take. Kept in his dominant hand, just kept trying to drive to the basket, and that's what you want. When your big guy catches the ball, 30 feet from the basket, couple dribbles, and you're getting right to the basket.
So Brown will take a seat. C.J. Washington will come in. Maxwell. Franklin Session. Here's Maxwell. He'll try a jumper. Anderson with a big offensive board. Lost it momentarily. And he gets hacked again. So you're seeing some great play from Chris Anderson here, doing what he was brought in to do.
Sure.
Get kind of sandy and gritty underneath the glass.
Absolutely. That's what he does. Gets up, stays under control. He's just driving his head and his body towards that basket.
Makes the first of two. Player that's got plenty of experience, played in the G League. He's played in Europe a bit, so another veteran player on this Storm team, and he makes two. So he gets the Storm to within 5 here. Washington on the elbow. Washington wide open, thought about it. Poole in the lane, little floater, makes it.
And Halifax is running their 4 or 5 person out, letting the 2 or 3 guard come off that little, like it's a 3-man action. It's an isolation play on that side, and they run it so well. And they're getting the shots they want off of it. So that's why they've got a 7-point lead, and Storm have to figure that out.
Look at Franklin Session, good moves. And he'll head to the line. Boy, he twisted and turned there on that one play. He's very elusive.
Yep. And these are, they kept him off the score sheet thus far, or maybe he's got a couple, but I mean, he just needs a foul shot or 2 to go in, or even get to the line, and he could put up 30 in about 6 minutes. So watch to see if these 2 foul shots get his motor going.
And Franklin makes both.
I notice he's got some tape on his right shoulder. So, he's starting to get banged up in this league, too. It's very physical, and, the body starts to break down.
So Franklin, he's got 2 points so far. Zimmerman inside, and again, another stop for the Storm. That's very encouraging if you're Tim Kendrick. Session will try for 3. And he just can't seem to find his range right now. Poole for Halifax. Here's Watson. Little one-handed hook shot. No good. Stringer back the other way. Little hesitation. Maxwell. Spin move there on McDonald. And that shot from Anderson from outside. And they're going to say that it's Storm ball.
Yeah. It's the right call. Good effort there, and got a nice little open jump shot on the wing. And couldn't connect, but I mean, that's good offense. They're bringing it back. Their second quarter is looking crisper. They're getting their legs underneath them and ready to play basketball.
Devon Maxwell will check out, and Torrance Dyke Jr. will come in for the Storm. They're down by 5. Stringer working against Poole. Stringer, he's going to try for 3 over top of Poole. Rebound, and that was Dyke Jr. trying to put back in. He gets knocked down. That'll be Storm ball again, as they will head to the line and shoot a couple.
Yeah.
And so a timeout call.
Good timeout too. They're going to have to use their timeouts wisely because of fatigue and leg issues. So really good timeout. Gives Stormy a chance to come on and do his thing.
So 8:26 remaining in the second quarter. What are you seeing from Halifax that impresses you?
They're running their stuff. They can score at each and every position. They're on the road, so they're following their coach Mike Leslie's plan, and Mike Leslie's diagrammed up some really good offenses that keeps all the players moving. So he's going to attack on the right side, point guard to 4. and then, you know, get the shots in and away you go.
So we're going to take a look at what Chris Anderson has done so far in this game. He's been very impressive, and right here he's got some nice touch in the paint. And look at this rebound here. Good position there for the rebound. So he is going to be a major help for this team. They need size. They need that interior defense, that presence in the paint. And look at that.
Yeah, and he's really finding his own. Like the games that he played last week, I kind of was like, yeah, you know, you're in a new place. But now he's really doing what he's supposed to do, like rebounding like Dennis Rodman style in there. And that's exactly what the Storm need. That kept them in this game.
And here's another defensive play, and he comes down with the board. So that's what the Storm team has been missing.
He's eating up the glass, and that's what he's supposed to do.
And, you know, more encouraging news, the fact that Meshach Lufile on Wednesday went to practice, or excuse me, Thursday, and he had his first practice, and Coach Kendrick said it might be, you know, a couple of more weeks, but that's encouraging. You have Henry here, you'll have Anderson, and then Meshach comes back in. Mm-hmm. 3 real good defenders right there.
Absolutely.
So Torrance misses the first of 2 as the Island Storm trying to chip away at this Halifax lead, down by 5. And he misses the second.
Short.
Free throw shooting was a lot better last night, 72.4% for the Storm. That's been a major issue for this team. Poole. Oh, good defense by Stringer as he strips it away from Poole. Here's Scott. Floater. Loose ball. Watson, he tried to bank it off a Storm player. Anderson. Oh, great hustle. Good hard work in the paint. And Anderson, I think he's found a home.
Well, if you put yourself in the right positions, the good things will happen. And he's been in the right position this whole game. They're moving the ball nicely from side to side.
Poole hits it for 3.
It's a dagger. That thing's as straight as an arrow.
Stringer trying to set up a play here.
Double screen here.
Stringer's going to drive, goes baseline, kicks it out. Torrance, little fake into the paint. Gets it up and gets it to go.
But you made Halifax play defense for 24 seconds there, so.
Hurricanes by 3. McDonald into the game, number 7 for Halifax.
You got to know where Poole is.
That's a tough shot there for Washington. And Stringer, he wants to try it for 3. Off the glass, comes back to Stringer. Jumper for 2. He'll take that.
And that's going to get him going, too, because he's not afraid to shoot. But he's got such a touch, that's going to send them into a timeout.
So, real good start here in this second quarter, excuse me, for the Storm. As, I guess, for lack of a better word, they found their sea legs a little bit, and they're giving the Canes a match here. And Anderson, again, we saw that pack of Anderson, some of the things that he's been able to do on both the offensive and defensive boards. We saw it once again here in the early portion of this second quarter. He's been a monster for the Storm.
Yeah, and that's what, you know, the Storm just needed to relax, get into this basketball game. I see Halifax not shooting the same quality of shot they did at the beginning of this game. Mike, with the exception of Mike Poole 3 there. But and the Island Storm counterattacking on a miss or a turnover, and they're really looking good in that open court.
And they've had trouble all season long with this Halifax team. They've played, let's see, 4 times. They've lost every game. And, you know, talking to Coach Kendrick, he seemed to think that every time, it seems, you know, every time that we play them, they're sitting either at home waiting for us or they're here in Charlottetown waiting for us, rested up, ready to go. So he was alluding to the fact that he wasn't too happy with the way the schedule makers have made up the schedule. But as you said, and as we know, I mean, you've got venue conflicts.
Yeah.
So there's a rhyme and reason for why some of the games are played when they are. But it's still, was a major concern for Coach Kendrick. But hey, listen, you got to play the games.
Yeah. And there you saw a shot of Brad States and Tyler Scott. So they got the 2 UPI products on the floor with Sessions, Stringer, and Dyke. So he's been going deeper into his bench. So it'll serve him well in the second half of this game.
Zimmerman. Billy White. And a foul against the Storm. So 15, no, they're going to change. Yes, 14 seconds remaining on the shot clock here as Zimmerman will inbound the ball for Halifax. Tyler Scott trying to defend Watson, and that ball picked off. Back the other way goes Franklin Session, and a one-handed jam. Whoa! Put that one on a poster, my friend.
Yeah. What a get up for him. Man, stole the ball, and he knew where he was going and what he was doing. And there's the steal. And look.
Take a look at it. The quickness, and then, whoa, tomahawk.
He almost hit his head. So
the quickness and the athleticism of Franklin Session, we've said it so many times before, Gord, it's mind-boggling.
Oh, that was one heck of a play. You're going to see that in the highlights this week for sure.
Billy White bobbles it, 8 on the shot clock. Knocked out of the hands of White by Maxwell. So right now, Storm, they get their first lead of the contest, up 31-30.
Slow getting the ball in here.
A little bit of a delay here. And I guess that's a foul against Stringer. So I don't know what the delay is.
He's going to come out too.
And so Stringer is going to, let's see. No, States will come out.
I don't know who Osei is going to guard. This is a mismatch right away. Now Osei is guarding Billy White. Now they switch back. So they're really small now.
Washington in the low post, turn around, hit the iron. 5:52 remaining in the second quarter. Oh, there's Torrance Dyke Jr. He went baseline, was going to slam that one down, wanted a foul. Mason comes back. His jumper is no good. Zimmerman from the corner, and he hits it.
Wow, that's a lot of action.
It was lightning quick, back and forth.
And that was a contest at the rim. I'm not sure if there was contact on Dyke's dunk attempt.
Here's Stringer. That's from downtown. That was in and out.
Man. Look at this. See,
long lead pass here.
Lucky. Storm are lucky because there's some real mismatches on the court right now with the Storm size. So they have to take advantage of these guards. You know that Stringer's, there's the advantage right now. So this is
Stringer. That's a deep three. Mason with the rebound.
And that should have been a penetration kind of play for him.
Zimmerman knocking it down. De Trois.
Yeah, and the footwork was good on that. Caught it. I mean, you can tell that both these teams are tired. They're giving up these shots. Look at this mismatch here. Stringer and against Billy White.
Dyke Jr. step back, and too much on that one. Missed it.
And this is fatigue leg, middle of the quarter. You know Tim Kendrick's thinking about another timeout so he can get his matchup set because they're all over the place.
And Billy White, that is an easy bucket. And he's going to try to get Chris Anderson back in the game.
Yeah. And just some, I'm not sure what, because they have 3 point guards basically on the floor. 2 point guards, 3, yeah.
There's one of them, Osei, and Osei hits Washington to bump him. So he should be shooting 3 here, one would think. Did he get that ball up for a shot?
I do believe, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see now.
And that's not great for C.J. Washington to pick up a foul out there. But this all started when Brad State subbed off, and they brought Osei on with Session, Osei, and who was the other guard at the time? It was just messed up the rotations, and defensively they couldn't contain Halifax inside. So you see in basketball how important these size matchups are.
So Osei makes the first. And here's the third, and Kimi Osei gets all three.
So that's those are important shots. I mean, Halifax is on a big-time run.
37-34 for Halifax. Billy White. Baseline, Billy White off the window, stays with it, gets the bucket. Boy, I tell you, he is tough to defend. We talked about Devon Maxwell being tough to defend. Billy White out of San Diego State. Real good pro. And here's Maxwell. Turnaround jumper. That was clanged around and came out. And there's Anderson again. Jolly on the spot. Osei from range.
Oh,
Anderson, another rebound. And he's fouled. So Chris Anderson putting on a rebounding clinic here in Charlottetown.
Well, if you're going to stay in this game after such a crazy road trip, you need these type of efforts, and you're getting it from Anderson right now. He's keeping his team into it with this play. He just got into the game, and he changes the dynamic of the game after that Halifax run. So they got a good one here with this effort, and this is a playoff material basketball effort here.
And right now, Chris Anderson with 10 rebounds in this game, 10 points. Make it 11 points now. Storm down by 4. Turnover, and it comes to Anderson. Ill-advised pass there. Miscommunication by Halifax. Osei. Maxwell. Out to Anderson, and then Anderson turns it over, gives it to Billy White. Mason drives. Glassing in, and now he gets into a little bit of a minor confrontation with Maxwell.
Yeah. So it's a 6-point game here. It's getting heated. Hands on. Oh, they're getting physical, right?
That's Brown as he bumps into Maxwell. So Devon will head to the line. Mason has to sit down as Mike Leslie tries to calm him down at the Halifax bench. And Devon misses the first of 2. Talking to Mike Leslie, he said the big difference with Antoine Mason this season, they're using him sometimes at point this year. A lot of times at point, making sure they get the ball in his hands a little bit more. And that's why he's off to a great start this season, having a good season.
Oh, he does everything. He's a mismatch nightmare because of his size and strength and ability to shoot the ball.
2:19 remaining in this first half. Loose ball. Franklin has it. He wants to run it. Bounce pass. And nice play by Dyke Jr. as he was under the bucket and got the deuce.
He controlled himself so well there to finish that. Tougher than it looks.
Cliff Clinkscales back in there for Halifax. Here's Billy White. White spins, kicks it up. Clinkscales wide open for 3. Made that one look very easy.
It's almost like he doesn't want to shoot it. He's like, I guess I'll
have to shoot it. Yeah.
But what a player.
And Cliff Clinkscales, 7.7 assists. As we mentioned, he's the man that sets the table for this Halifax team. And Kimi Osei comes right back and drains a 3 ball. Zimmerman, White. Billy White, Anderson on him. Anderson putting up the roadblock. And it's going to be a Halifax ball with 6 on the shot clock.
Yeah, and listen, this is the end of the quarter again. So the Storm need a strong finish here. Contain Halifax. They've done a good job of it. I mean, this is relatively a low-scoring game to this point in this for the NBL.
Well, this Halifax team, they average 110.9 points per game, and nice look and stroke there. That was Theon Reefer, the former St. Mary's Husky.
Can play basketball. Watched him play a number of times at St. Mary's.
54 seconds remaining in the first half. Nice shot off the window. That's Maxwell. That's sweet.
So skilled. I mean, I don't know what to say other than that. That's pretty sensational.
Clinkscales tried to feed the big man, Brown.
And we talk a lot about Anderson thus far, but you can't. You have to really acknowledge the effort that Dyke Jr. has put in to this game. He has brought his legs and has given this team a massive boost with a block there.
Sessions.
Uh-oh.
So Franklin feeling it towards the end of this first half.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing there right from the start of that play.
Osei trying to defend Clinkscales. Drives it into the paint and then loses the handle, but a foul. And Tim Kendrick, you see Coach Kendrick, he is displeased as he puts his hands over his face. He doesn't like that call. No.
And I think it was because the defensive player had left the ground. And Clinkscales knows how to draw that contact. It's an easy call for the referee. Once that defensive player leaves the ground, which is, there's not much to do. If Clinkscales gets the ball in that close to your basket, you're in trouble because he knows where every 4 other people are on the floor. He doesn't want to shoot, but you have to respect the fact of what he's doing. So, just just picked up a tee. Just let it go. No, timeout.
Timeout, yeah, timeout.
I was like,
yeah. Man. No, I think if it was a technical, Coach Kendrick would have been out there with his head almost on fire. But no, he wanted a timeout, and a couple of plays before that, he was signaling that he was next stoppage that he wanted a timeout.
Oh, did he? Yes.
Yeah, so he wants to talk things over here. But, I mean, 14.3 seconds left. They're down by 1. I think they finished off this second quarter, you know, to the liking of Tim Kendrick and his coaching staff.
Absolutely, and Coach Kendrick has shown a lot of patience there. Instead of jumping at that last play, because I saw him turn around and look at his bench. He wasn't pleased, but he went in and didn't make a big thing about that, and then came out and he's doing a good job of coaching, trying to keep his guys fresh for a nice stretch run. Now,
yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but as you said, this is a low-scoring game for both these teams. I mentioned that Halifax, they're averaging 110.9 points per game. That's second in the league behind London, 117.2 points. And then you got the Storm. They've been averaging 104.8 points per game. So, yeah, this is off the mark for both these teams.
Yeah, and the Storm, you know that average is going to climb up again now that they're healthy. And they can really, really produce. And, I mean, the last few games – you know, you got Tyler Scott, and once he starts to hit, those numbers will start to rise quickly. But right now, look, you got 14.3. I think Halifax is going to the foul line.
They're going to go shoot 2 here.
Yeah, with Clinkscales on that last play. So you're in the huddle. You're drawing up a nice play. And I think what I would draw around is just put everybody on one side of the court and just let Frank Session do what the heck he wants.
Give Frank some isolation, let him do his thing.
Yeah, but I mean, spread the court wide and give him some space. Maybe a quick screen up top by Anderson, who's been playing well. Get him cutting to the basket.
So Clinkscales makes the first of 2. Clinkscales out of DePaul. He's had a fine pro career. He's averaging 32 minutes per game this season.
He's going to take a break there. They don't want him to pick up a foul. That's why they take him off at that point, because they know it's going into session. So see, they're denying session. They don't want him to touch the ball.
So 48-45, Halifax. 8 seconds remaining. Here's Franklin. Maxwell, floater brought down by Brown. And that will do it for 2 quarters here at the Eastlink Center in Charlottetown. 48-45 for Halifax, and I think if you're head coach Tim Kendrick, you're going to take it.
Absolutely, you're going to take it. You're right there against a tough Halifax team. You struggle with different matchups with this team, and you fought back from an early deficit. You're right where you want to be. Now, to start the third quarter is the question: how this team comes back after, and do they have the legs to keep going in that third and fourth quarter?
So the score at the break, 48-45, Halifax Hurricanes leading the Island Storm. We'll take a break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes' time. Second quarter action. So about ready to get going here. Second half action. It is the Halifax Hurricanes with a 48-45 lead over the Storm. For the Island Storm, you had Devon Maxwell. He had 11 points in that first half, 5 of 9 from the field. And Chris Anderson, simply a monster for the Storm. 11 points, 11 boards, 4 of 6 from the field. Franklin Session kind of came on towards the end of that first half. He has 7 points on 2 of 7 from the field with 4 boards and 2 assists. And for Halifax, you have a triple of Zimmerman, Mason, White, all have 10 points in the game. And for Billy White, 5 of 11 from the field. Antoine Mason, he's got 2 fouls against him, so Mike Leslie will have to watch Mason from here on out, make sure he doesn't get into foul trouble. But Mason, 2 of 3 from three-point range, and that is something that Coach Leslie says he wants his team to work on. They need to shoot the ball better, he said, from three-point range. But if you're the Storm, you got to be happy just trailing by 3.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's hurt. That's Billy White.
So Billy White is down.
And he spun right into Brad States on that finish. So we'll see it here. And I think it was
knee on knee, or maybe that elbow. Yeah, elbow.
Dropped an elbow. So
and that was a little bit of an accident. They're not intended by Brad States, and Billy White seems to be okay. He's going to shake that off.
Yeah, that's dangerous. You know, these players, you're always, you know, you're going for things. Your elbows are out. Elbows are really dangerous. It's, you know, you got to make sure that you just hope that nothing happens to your face and eyes. So
White baseline, gets double teamed, can't get the roll. Henry with the rebound, lost it momentarily, and then Billy White puts the lasso, I guess you could say, on Stringer.
Yeah, and that might be, you know, that's a little bit of a frustration. You just get, you don't see where the elbows come, you just feel it. And then,
oh yeah,
then you're fouling there because he's frustrated.
So Stringer heads to the line. And if you're the Island Storm, game plan here in this second half, what do you want to see more of, I guess you could say, from the Storm?
Just continue to crash the glass. Continue to, you know, get second and third chance opportunities. You're home. Those start to go in, 1 or 2 shots, and then you can start your run. They don't really run a crazy amount, like easy shots like that.
There you go. Stringer just takes it baseline.
They're different teams, right? When people say the Island Storm, they attack from the point guard position. That's why the point guards put up a lot of shots. Halifax does not.
Clinkscales tried to throw it up there for Washington to go get it, and he couldn't. Foul against the Storm. So that was the foul against Henry.
Oh, he's looking for the lob. It's not there on the weak side.
14 on the shot clock. Mason, Watson, Clinkscales, back to Watson in the paint. Whoa, that was a difficult maneuver there by Watson. He can't convert.
He's got his hands on him.
And Stringer, he eludes Watson. Nice, easy bucket for Brad States.
And that's 2
good
big
vision
plays
by Stringer.
Brad States batted it off the backboard because he knew he couldn't get the rebound, and then he scores at the other end. So State's making an impact in this one.
Storm 51, Hurricanes 48. Watson inside for Washington. Watson again. Billy White, and his fadeaway is good. Tim Kendrick is really ticked off with the official here. He's got to be careful.
3 seconds in the key he's asking for. He's setting up a KOA campsite in there.
And there you see Tim Kendrick pleading his case.
You don't see that call very often in this league.
And Franklin, ba-boom.
Yes, sir. Just like a chef after he's made his dinner, he puts his hands together and says, that's how it's done.
That's 9 points so far for Franklin. A little bit of a slow start in this one.
Henry chases the player off the line there.
Watson, he muscles his way for the deuce.
Maxwell's going to run the point for a little bit. Watch that. Oh, he's not going to take him. Billy White and Maxwell, that's the matchup I want to see.
Inside for Devon. Mason trying to defend him, and there's Maxwell, stays with it, gives a little bit of a stink eye look to Antoine Mason.
Gets up off the ground so fast and follows the shot.
Clink Scales, little floater, and gets it to go.
And he can do that whenever he wants. He's really good at picking and choosing.
Stringer kicks it out, Session. Back to Franklin, long range three, draining it.
There it is again. He's feeling good now. Like we said, he just needs a foul shot or somebody around him to say, hey, you know what, give me the ball.
Inside, Watson kicks it out. Antoine Mason rolls around, comes out, and we got bodies all over the floor here. And it's going to be a foul against Henry. And Henry goes, on me?
On me, because what's happening is C.J. Washington is so hard to move. He's got such strength in his lower body, so Henry's having to get down low and push with his hips, and that time he just couldn't move him enough, and then got a foul. So he needs to work on his upper body a little bit and get stronger, but man, is he ever working hard.
Watson off the screen, making it. So 59-56, Storm by 3.
Oh, they got a mismatch here.
And then Antoine Mason is knocked down by Devon Maxwell.
There's an intentional foul.
So Mason is getting the foul?
Mason is getting the foul. No. Mason's getting the foul, but it's not going to be intentional. You can see it again. Oh, perfect. Look at this replay. Watch carefully. Hands are tangled.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Explain that one to me, Gord, because I thought it was a foul against Devon.
Well, if you're tangled up like that, and you're the offensive player, and you haven't come in aggressively, and Maxwell didn't, he just did his play, Mason tangled him up, you're going to get that call every time.
Clink Scales doesn't like to shoot the ball. He decided, hey, I got to do it. He was wide open, and he hits for 3.
It's one of the best guards I've seen come out of this league, because he's just so patient, and he can shoot and do all the little things.
Nice moves by Stringer, and he floats that one up.
So can Stringer, and he's streaky good. He'll get hot here.
Clink Scales, he wants to pass, you know that. Watson inside for Billy White, and Billy White is fouled. And the veteran out of Las Vegas, Nevada, San Diego State, he'll head towards the line here.
And Clink Scales penetrates, hits a weak side post, and then who's coming down the middle? Billy White. It's hard to defend when you got a guard that has just gotten hot. You don't know what he's going to do. You just don't know what he's going to do until he does it, and then it's usually the right decision.
So Anderson is checked in for the Island Storm.
And Anderson's earning big minutes here. Didn't get into the game till, you know, relatively late in the first quarter, but when he did, bang, just made a huge impact on this one.
So 61 apiece.
And you know what the Storm can't forget is that Frank Session is hot.
Session with the 3 follows up and gets to his own rebound.
So that's something you forget along the way, right? You got to go back to your hot hand.
And there's Devon Maxwell as he's fouled by Brown. And right now you have Henry for the Island Storm. He has 3 fouls against him. And also with 3 fouls is Brad States. Maxwell to the line. Makes the opener.
Yeah, nice to have him back and just having a great game here. Just can do everything. He set the single season record for blocks 20 games in. He's still got another 20 games.
Yeah.
I mean, this program's been around for a while. That's amazing.
Oh, nice feed. Clinkscales gets it to Billy White. That's an easy bucket there for the Hurricanes.
And this is a few times we're running Maxwell on the point. But I don't mind because he's good with the ball, but he can also handle.
Oh, nice feed by Stringer to Maxwell. The up, under, and over.
Yeah, good play by Stringer to find him again off that.
Clinkscales bounce pass to Watson, inside for Brown. Zimmerman. Billy White will try his luck with the J. Brought down by Anderson. Right now, Halifax, they're shooting 47.3% from the field. Stringer.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice feed inside. That was Devon Maxwell for Anderson, and just can't hang on.
So interesting. What the Storm are doing is they're running Maxwell at the point. Maxwell's usually, he'd be playing the 3 spot. So they're bringing the 3 spot. Then they're sending the point guard up to screen for him. Goes to the point guard, and they're going to try to get it back to Maxwell. So it's some nice action, and I kind of like it. It just, if I was coaching the opposite team, I'd be like, what are they doing? This guy's incredibly dangerous.
Billy White, Zimmerman, he gets double teamed.
Who's going to call a foul on Maxwell?
And yeah, that's going to be against Devon. Third foul against Devon Maxwell. Still plenty of time in this game, so I'm wondering if you're going to see Tim Kendrick sit him down maybe for just a bit. Beyond Reefer. Inside for Billy White, outside for Zimmerman. That clanks off, rebound by White. Fights for it, and a little frustrated with himself that he didn't make that bucket.
The Storm are such shot blockers. Guys that are flying 11 feet up in the air, and just makes you think. And Billy White doesn't usually miss those, but when somebody's that high.
Maxwell trying to work on Brown. Gets it up, gets it in.
That is a world-class move right there. I mean, use his body size, strength, and then finishes with touch. Wow.
Clinkscales, he was out of control momentarily. Zimmerman stops, pops, can't drop it. Anderson again, another rebound. As he's been a rebounding machine here this afternoon for the Storm. And that's a nice looking tray.
Osei to Session to Dyke. And you know what? Frank had tons of room to do what he wanted to, made the extra pass. That is a neat kind of Storm basketball. So that is really excellent work by all of these Storm players who are playing this third quarter. Great start.
So 5:03 remaining in the third quarter, and the Storm, boy, they really put it together. You always worry, you know, coming off the back-to-back. Both teams are coming off the back-to-back, but as we've mentioned before, alluded to before, they've had the longer travel, and you always worry that second half. Are they going to fade away a little bit? They've come out here in the third quarter, and they've really put it to Halifax.
Yeah, they really did. They started off, I mean, a couple bad fouls by Halifax. The Storm got to the foul line to start the third early, and then they just kept rolling. Made some changes that I haven't seen before. Devon Maxwell played point for a little bit, let his point guards rest. Session got hot and went away from that for a little bit, but they're really doing it by association. Then you bring Anderson in off the bench, who's having a sensational game, and before you know it, you're putting together a run, and Halifax doesn't know where the offense is coming from.
And right now, the Storm leading in the rebounding category, 37-27, and that's largely due to Chris Anderson. Anderson with 12 boards so far in this game, and he has 11 points. You got Billy White. What a game he's having, 16 points. He's 7 of 17 from the field. And Billy White also has 5 boards, 2 assists. Clinkscales doing what he does so well, distributing that basketball. 6 assists to go with 10 points in the game. Antoine Mason, he's in a bit of foul trouble. Got 3 fouls against him. He has 10 points.
Yeah, this is a good basketball, you know, but when you're at home and Halifax is in, you need to have basically a 600-point lead to shut down the game. So they have to keep driving and make this third quarter. Try to get this lead up to, set a goal to get it up to 12 or 13 points. And Halifax, get it in Klingscale's hand. Everybody else is moving. Get ready to shoot the basketball.
And here's Klingscales. Oh, that's a one-handed floater there by Klingscales.
And just everybody doesn't know what he's going to do. So you can't leave to help because he'll, as soon as you make that step, he's going to find the right pass.
Franklin, that's a 3 attempt. And brought down. Zimmerman. Reefer.
Good defense by the Storm.
Ronaldo Dixon.
Yeah.
That's some nice touch there by the young man out of Toronto.
It's about catching it in position, and Dixon did that. Took 2 good dribbles and set up his hook shot. You can't defend that. You got to defend it before he gets the basketball. Oh.
Dyke Jr. As that was Reefer lost his balance.
It's going to stay Storm basketball.
And Storm, they're going to have the ball. And Poole is going to come in for Cliff Klingscales. Torrance to inbound it for Anderson. Trying to juke Brown. Step back Jay.
What?
And boy, you're seeing all facets of his game here. He's not just a rebounder. He's showing you that he's got some range.
I was wondering what he's going to do there. I was like, okay, because he's new to the area. I'm like, does he have one-on-one moves? Obviously. But that step back to be so smooth, like, that's not on the scouting report.
It is now.
It definitely is.
Brown, Reefer, pass for Dixon. Dixon, a little hook shot, and he's knocked down, and that'll be a foul against Kime Ose.
Wow, yeah, so they did pretty good. I mean, Anderson did a good job in there. A couple technical things he did defensively right there that were very good, and they just fouled the shooter at the last minute. So
Ronaldo Dixon, as I mentioned, out of Toronto. Played his college ball in New Mexico State. Another one of the great depth players they have on this Halifax team. Not getting a lot of minutes, 5.7 points per game, 2.2 rebounds.
Well, they need him here today because he's kind of an energy guy that gets good post position. I think this is a really good game for him to play in.
72-69 Storm. Once Franklin got up his sleeves. Little spin move, and he's hacked and head to the line here for the Storm.
Impossible to guard. He spun faster than a tornado.
Watch this move here.
Look at that. Look out, Kansas.
If I did that, I'd be dizzy and for about 2 days. And
then to find the wherewithal to get yourself balanced. And
I mean, just great body control, great athleticism. And a native out of Los Angeles, California, he gets the first one.
And the thing is with that, Peter, the fans will appreciate this, is that the scouting report in capital letters says he can't go right. You can't let him go right. You cannot do that. But then he goes left and he spins back to his right, and you forced him that way. I don't know how to defend that.
Here's Poole. Nice pass for Dixon, and Dixon gets hit and is fouled, and he'll return to the charity stripe.
So they haven't found an answer for Dixon in that last little while, and definitely keeping the minute in a tough stretch run here for Halifax. So
Anderson is going to come out. Franklin Session will take a seat. Stringer and States will come in. And a little bit of a delay as Tim Kendrick talking to the official. As Anderson, he'll get patched up here. Took a little cut on the forearm. And I'm not too sure what the situation is here. Okay, so Bourdin was going to come in. Or excuse me, Henry was going to check back in.
I wonder if they get a minute.
Okay, so Henry is going to come in. He saw Coach Leslie. He was confused.
But yeah, because his players at the foul line get iced.
Yeah, so. Oh, I see. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
He's like, well, my guy's at the foul line.
Yeah. And now the score is Storm 74, Hurricane 71.
So they're going small again. Small ball here from the Storm.
Kimiose, rebound, good tap there by Brad States, got it to Stringer. Osei telling States to get in the corner. Here's Osei from the elbow. Hitting it hard and getting 3 points.
Set his feet so well. He was ready to shoot that ball.
6-point lead now for the home team. Dixon thought about shooting, wants to drive, spin move on States.
Travel.
And a travel call against Dixon.
So that's why they brought States in, because, you know, Tim Kendrick's a good coach. He understands that they needed to. States is a really good defender. He defends the 4 and 5 positions very well, and he did a good job forcing a travel there.
Storm looking to close out this third quarter. Stringer wants to drive. Little finger roll off the glass. Can't get it.
He was stretched out like an elastic band there.
Here's Poole. Baseline. Surrounded by Storm players, and then an up and over.
Another tip by States.
Back the other way, Dyke Jr. He bumps into Reefer.
Good job by Reefer.
Zimmerman over to Poole. Window and in.
And opportunities on the fast break. You know, that's 2 points the other way, but you turn the ball over and then the other team gets it. That's where we have to kind of get better as a team and organization, I think. It's just those broken plays.
Osei. Poole trying to close him down.
Feeling it.
Oh, just hits the iron. Dixon with the rebound. 1:16 remaining in this third quarter. Poole into the post for Dixon. Poole, rebound, and Reefer went off his hand last. It'll be Storm ball.
I was just about to say, you can't really leave Poole out there, because then they did, but they got away with one there.
So Devon Maxwell and Henry, they'll take a seat. Or excuse me, that's Dyke Jr. and Henry. Devon Maxwell comes in.
They're still small. They got Maxwell and Statesen as their biggest players. So basically three point guards.
And Poole, he will be tagged with the foul.
So what they're trying to do is, like, normally teams go big and then you have to match their size. What Island Storm does is say, hey, you know what? We believe in our guys. We believe in our activity on the rebound. We're going to go small. So how are you going to match up with us? We're going to get a mismatch here. And this might be it. Maxwell
against Dixon.
Yeah, there it is.
And a foul on Dixon. Yeah, and that's a matchup I'm thinking that Tim Kendrick, he'll take every day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he got a nice piece of Maxwell there.
Maxwell's like, I don't know if I should give you the reference because.
Why is that?
Well, because it's old. It's old. It's about one of the best players that I ever saw play back in the Jordan eras, and he doesn't get enough real credit, was Clyde Drexler.
Yes.
He plays
Clyde the Glide.
Yeah, because he was a 1 foot jumper and he could take off and he'd stretch and extend. Could shoot the ball, shoot the mid-range, get to the basket. He played just like kind of Maxwell did. So that's a compliment. But I mean, the fans will have to go now and Google and look up Clyde the Glide.
I remember him with the Portland Trail Blazers. Great player.
Yeah. And just overshadowed a little bit because it was right around the Jordan era, and, you know, poor Clyde didn't get the credit.
So another foul incurred by Halifax. States went to the line. 46 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 4-point lead. You're just wondering, Devon Maxwell, 19 points so far in this game for the Storm. Dixon for 3, left that short. Stringer, he finds Osei, and Osei with the easy layup.
And Dixon can't be shooting that ball, no matter what. You can't shoot that ball because it just started a crazy fast break. So make sure you work it around, know your role, get inside. Look, he's got a mismatch inside.
Billy White taking on States. Reefer sends that one up, little teardrop.
He's finding a home here, Reefer.
Good D by Poole. Poole gets the Reefer and doesn't get it in time. So heading to the fourth quarter, it's a 79-75 lead for the Island Storm. And boy, what a third quarter for this team as they came in here. And, you know, they started the game off very slow, and they have found themselves here in the third quarter. This is probably the best stretch of basketball we've seen from them here this afternoon.
And they're doing it without Chris Johnson, too, so a big key to their offense. And you see some highlights there. But I think this lead could have, we talked about it before, about 10 minutes ago. I think the Storm needed that to go to a 12-point lead. Remember I talked about that? And they just hovered around 4. They would make a good play, and then they would give up something. So this fourth quarter has to be a quick start, and you have to get on top of this Halifax team and make sure that you're doing the little things very well.
Storm continue to out-rebound Halifax 43-31. And in terms of shooting, Storm 29-64 from the field. That's good for 45.3%. And Halifax 30-66. That's 45.5% from the field. So both teams shooting relatively decently from the field so far in this game. 3-point percentage, 6 of 14 for Halifax for 42.9%. And the Storm 5 of 17 for 29.4%. And the big mystery this season has been the free-throw shooting for the Storm. And I'm trying to look for that stat right now. I know that Coach Kendrick was very happy with the way his team shot the ball from the line last night. And so far today, 64% from the charity stripe. I know he won't be happy with that. 16-25. Halifax, wow, they've only been to the line 10 times. They're 9 of 10.
Yeah, I mean, this game is being well played. I'm just reading through some of your comments. All the fans, everybody's being nice today. It's nice for you guys to talk on there. They were wondering why Tyler Scott isn't playing. He played in the first half.
That's right.
Missed a shot, in and out. And it's just one of those games where it could be something as small as matchups or, you know.
Oh, nice move by Franklin.
Wow. And remember we talked about it, he'll fake you out going left, but then he's spinning back hard right, and good luck defending this.
Look at the speed and the spin move there on Reefer. Reefer didn't see that in the AUS, I can tell you that.
Oh, man. No.
No. There'd be nobody in Atlantic University sport that would have moves like that. So Session makes the three-point play, and it's an 82-75 lead for the Storm. And Anderson said that it went off of Washington, and he's not going to win that battle, and it'll go to Billy White. He'll inbound the ball, 15 on the shot clock.
Oh, that
Reefer, oh, that almost got picked up by Osei. Zimmerman into the post for Washington. Zimmerman, and that's brought down the rebound for Devon Maxwell.
Good decision. Find your guard.
Osei's had a real strong game here, Gord.
He really has.
And that's going to be Storm ball. Billy White is in disagreement.
We couldn't see it. That's not that's facing away from us, so I'm not sure. You need to. It's going to stay Storm ball.
9 on the shot clock. Maxwell spins on Billy White, and Billy White is called for the foul.
Yeah, and he's a little frustrated there. But watch this. This is a double spin. You only see this in the upcoming. You'll see this in whatever. Where is the Olympics this year, Sochi?
It's in
no,
it's in South Korea.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce the name of the city, but it's in South Korea. Yeah. So you see that in the aerials and the freestyle skiing.
Exactly. But that's how athletic they are. They're just.
I thought he had a hula hoop on. He was spinning around so much. 82-75 Storm. Off a screen, this is Zimmerman, and Poole gets the rebound and the putback.
And that's a big basket because you can feel the momentum changing, and to get an offensive rebound and putback is important for Halifax at this point.
Stringer taking his time here, trying to set things up. Stringer down the lane, out of control a little bit. And there's Maxwell. He comes in there hard. And Devon Maxwell, as he stares down Billy White. And Devon Maxwell, he means business, folks.
That was a killer offensive rebound right there.
That'll make Tim Kendrick very happy. Reefer, he'll try his luck for 3. No good. Washington Skies to get that ball. And it's going to be a foul.
On the backside, and Andre Stringer just came out and got his hands, but.
So Stringer gets the foul.
Yeah, I don't know if he gets enough credit, C.J. Washington, like that rebound that he just picked up. And that rebound there.
Wow, that's effort there from Devon Maxwell.
And
wow.
I don't think he's saying, come over to my house for some tea after this, guys.
He had the death stare going there.
Man, that was good. These young men want this game pretty badly, and there you see Tyler Scott in right now.
So there you go. Somebody was asking where Tyler was. I would think it would be more of a matchup situation than anything why he hadn't been playing.
It's a match. Like, this Halifax team is rugged. They have Mason and C.J. Washington and as in a rookie in the NBL, it's just there's a nice
from
shot.
The corner. That's Zimmerman, and is he yakking it up there with Franklin? Trash talking? I don't think he is, but nice shot there by Zimmerman. Storm by 4. Anderson, that was in and out. Boy, yeah, he's got that outside shot.
Yeah, and they're jockeying down low, and it's a matter of time. I don't think Anderson really was the person fouling there. Yeah, he's talking about, that's what I saw. As soon as the offensive player took post position, he grabbed around with his hand to solidify it, and the ref nailed him on it. So,
and that's the second foul of the afternoon for Anderson. Reefer. And Reefer looked like he gave Stringer a little bit of an elbow. Reefer might have got away with one there. 84-82 Storm. There's Franklin. Franklin drains it. Boom. Just like that.
Sputter. And he's feeling it from the three-point line. So hard to stop. Impossible.
Washington being eyeballed here by Anderson. Turnaround shot. Loose ball. Still fighting for it. In for Billy White, and he maneuvers in.
Yeah.
Looked like he twisted his ankle there, but got the deuce.
And shout out to Anderson down there. He did everything he could. He just needed a little help.
Tough shot there by Stringer. Poole.
Can't reach across the body.
And foul against. So Session, that's his first foul of the game.
And just to note, 87-84, Clint Scales is back in the game. So Mike Leslie's been resting him from into the third quarter, so we'll see he's going to be fresh here to finish this one up.
So Colonel Klink is back in there. Right now, Franklin Sessions, 21 points. He's 6 of 13 from the field, 4 of 9 from three-point range. And you've got Devon Maxwell. He, too, has 21 points for the Island Storm. Poole stops, rolls around. Anderson again.
Big rebound. He's been awesome today.
Maxwell, oh, that is pretty. That is so sweet, that drive by Devon Maxwell.
He's playing at a high, high level.
Great game on our hands here, 89-84, 8:14 remaining. Watson wants the drive. Watson, that ball is tipped away. I think Anderson might have got a hand on it. Here's Franklin. He drives and then goes hard to the floor.
Wow. Billy White's defense was pretty good there, too. I mean, stayed right with him. Watch this. He sits on his right hand. Doesn't go for too much of that. Thinks he can use his length.
Oh, he blocked that one.
And that's how quick Session is. Like, Billy White was like, oh, I've got this, and then until Session jumps and the power and the speed that he's operating at, can't make the play.
So the foul against Billy White, I'm assuming.
That'll be his fourth?
That's going to be up there for him.
He gets his own rebound, Peter. Oh,
and
wow.
Session with the rebound. That'll be 4 fouls on Billy White. And there's still plenty of time left in this game.
They're going to go at Billy White again to see if, no, they're going to set the screen.
Maxwell, tough one, and he gets it to roll.
He had his hand fully extended out the other way from the basket. Amazing. Like, you're seeing some, this league, the talent in this league is something else.
And I was talking to Mike Leslie, and he's been involved in this league for a long time. He said this year the talent has gone up an extra couple of notches. This is the best season in his tenure in this league in terms of finding or playing against talented players, seeing talented players. So the talent level, he feels, is just going to get better and better with each and every passing season.
What an opportunity to play in Canada, the best country in the world. I mean,
yeah, you and I would be biased on that one, yeah.
Well, yeah, a little bit. But pretty good place to live and play basketball, rather than going away from your family. And you know, you're in North America. You're fighting hard.
Here's Clink Scales. Poole puts it up.
Oh, he gets it.
And he gets 2, and he'll head to the line. Yeah, and we've said this as we take a look at Clink Scales. We've said this so many times. If we got paid $5 every time we said that, this is a great opportunity for your Canadian basketball player to play in this league. And I think with each and every passing year, more sponsorship. The sponsorship will get bigger. Hopefully at some point there'll be a TV contract somewhere with one of the sports networks in this country. And this is a great league. This will be a great opportunity for so many players.
Setting them up to
Session
moves. And that's good defense, but here it comes again.
5 on the shot clock.
He'll shoot it from out there.
He's going to try. That's a deep 3. Left it short. That's thrown up by Clink
he's going to call a
Scales.
foul. And I guess, yeah. Probably see in the replay, got pushed.
As Brown, yeah, he got pushed. We'll see here, as you say, Gord.
Because Universe, awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get
our folks in the truck doing a great job with these replays?
Unreal.
6:39 remaining. Poole tries to muscle his way in. They're going to call Poole for travel.
Yeah, and I mean these young kids who played Division I in the NCAA too. You might want to go play professional in Europe, but you don't have to anymore. You can stay in North America, and like there's some good leagues, and there's none better than this one. So it's growing, it's developing. Like for example, Peter, I'm at the UPI basketball game, and there's Mishak coming in with a sponsor family. And they're watching the game together, and they're going out for dinner afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, you get that kind of support and love here.
And the Storm hoping to have Mishak Lufile back soon, maybe in the next couple of weeks. Brad States working against Billy White. States. Turned it over to Poole.
No movement.
Poole to Watson. That's an easy layup.
And that's why you want some weak side movement, because if you get stuck at all and defense picks up, you get stuck going to the basket. You need an outlet. So
Franklin, what's he going to do? Torrance Dyke Jr. in for Anderson. Anderson lost it. Oh, that's a tough shot, and Watson takes it off the glass.
And this is what Halifax does with the Storm team. And then they come back and they give it to Clint Scales, and you know you're going to get a good shot.
Oh, pinpoint pass. Watson to Billy White. He gets a second attempt, tips it back in for 2.
Now we're on the timeout watch time.
So 92-91, Storm up by 1. 5:20 remaining in regulation. Anderson wide open.
Overshot the rebound.
Clint Scales. Brown. And they're going to call Brown for a travel, and Mike Leslie is going out of his mind here. He wanted a foul there. He thought that he was pushed.
Oh my, yeah. He's livid.
He's got the lineup card sticking out of his suit jacket.
We'll watch closely on this play. Watch.
No, I don't know. What do you think?
I didn't see what the defender was doing on the weak side. I was watching his hands, but it didn't look like it.
And Mike has settled down a bit.
It's just one of those things where I didn't really see
Let's
the
see
foul.
here again. And
no, that's not a...
Did he kind of hand check him a little bit on the hip?
I didn't really, the catching the ball, putting it down, it wasn't that, it looked like something happened in the offensive player, like he blew a tire or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking that he got him around the hip, did the old Michael Jordan, you know, that big shot against Utah.
I think it was the right call. You know, sometimes when you're calling a foul, you watch both the offensive player and the defensive player, like if they get hit, their head goes back. Yeah. I was watching there, and I didn't really see it. So you can't be harping on that for too long. It's a 92-91 game.
No way we could see that one more time, can we? Down on the truck. I'd love to see that again, because I think he tugged on him, tugged his hip. Take a look at it here.
Watch the right hand.
And watch Stringer right here, right there.
Oh, yeah, maybe he pushed him out of the way. Yeah, you got him.
Yeah, a little sneaky play there.
But we had to look at it 3 times.
3 times, I know. If you're an official, probably didn't see it, so we'll give...
I'd like to see it from that 360 angle now, please.
Yeah.
No, just joking. Good job, Universal. Good job. They know what they're doing. Storm needed that timeout badly because their offense kind of stalled. Halifax is going at a more of a high octane level, and the Storm's kind of stalled with their movement. We'll see what happens now. Are they going to be in motion? Here's some motion happening.
This is Stringer. Wants Anderson to set the pick. Stringer from the corner, no good. Watson the board. And now Clink Scales. He'll set things up. Late stages of the 4th quarter. Storm by 1. Watson, that's a tough shot, and Anderson will get charged for the foul. Anderson, he feels a little deflated.
And he defended that pretty well. It's just when the ref sees the hands go away from your body towards the offensive player, they're thinking foul. So just has to keep that left hand moving towards the direction you're sliding in. instead of reaching out towards the offensive player.
So that's a third foul for Anderson.
And just like that, the Halifax Hurricanes take a 1-point lead, 4:31 left here.
Anderson, he has 13 points, 13 boards in this game. Maxwell. Like Junior Maxwell on the elbow. Rebound, Poole has it. And the tide is turning a little bit here, Gord.
Oh yeah, and it's with Clinkscale's back in the game. It makes a world of difference. Oh,
the alley, and Billy White with the oop.
I could see it forming. Clinkscales was directing traffic.
When those two guys get together, look out. And that was just some sharp basketball IQ from.
Look at this, he's directing
Clinkscales,
traffic,
yeah.
Talking, and he
just tosses it up.
Oh man. And that it's a 3-point game, but that feels like 20 points just jammed down your head.
How many times did we see that last year from these two in the playoffs during the regular season? I mean, they just work so well together, and we saw that a ton of times last season where Clinkscales will just throw it up, Billy White goes and gets it.
Well, and Clinkscales knows that. He knows Billy White so well. He's on the left side of the floor. He knows his footwork. He knows where the defender is playing, and he's like, well, I've seen this before. I'm going to throw it up. Here we go. And perfect pass.
And talking to Coach Leslie, I mean, he's so fortunate. He's got Billy White back again. He's got Clinkscales, Watson, Zimmerman. All these guys have been with him for the last 2-3 seasons. And it's just so easy to be a head coach when you have that synergy and you have those veteran players that have been around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, and I'm watching over there, I'm watching Mike Leslie looking up the score clock, looking up the time in the clock. When do I bring him back in? And he knows when he comes in, he's going to win a game with a fresh Clinkscales and Billy White down the stretch, no matter what they've done in the game. They're just that professional.
What do you want to see here from the Storm? 4:02 remaining. They've played a whale of the game when you consider, again, I'm going to say it again, the travel coming back from Cape Breton. I didn't think it would be this close. I thought they'd have trouble here this afternoon. But what do you want to see now?
Quality of shots.
Yes,
quality of shots has to improve. I mean, or get to the foul line. So, you know, you're not getting to the foul line right now because you're not attacking the rim. And you're not attacking the rim because the defense isn't set because you're not running anything worth quality. So I want to see them run something and get good shots.
See what the Storm can do. Just down by 3, Stringer. Oh, that pass eludes Maxwell. And it's going to say over and back. That'll be Halifax ball.
And that's the scary thing about it. If you start to run sets or put sets in, here's what we're going to run. Halifax knows what they're going to run. They've been running it for an eternity. So see them every four guys, they're moving. That was a little cross there. Just get the defense moving.
Clinkscales in the paint.
It's an offensive foul. That is an offensive foul because you cannot do that.
It's going to go against Stringer. Now, explain this here. Did he push off?
Well, he put his hand around Stringer's back, on his backside, and it was just brief, but he's creating space so Stringer can't move his feet to get in front. But there was no doubt there was a foul on the shot, too.
Clinkscales to the line. This is the first. Henry is going to check back in for the Storm.
Which is a veteran move, right?
And he misses the second one. Hurricanes by 3.
So that's unusual to see him missing free throws.
Top of the key is Osei.
Oh,
sent it
lucky.
Back. He got lucky there, yes. Off a broken play. Here's Anderson. Takes it hard to the hoop, and Billy White, he goes, not me. Yeah, it's going to be you, Billy. Look at that smile.
What a play by Session and Stringer to just use their basketball instincts to make something happen there. Just flying to the ball. I mean, it looked sloppy, but those were massive, massive plays by great basketball players.
A couple of big free throws here for Anderson. It's the first of two. And Anderson having a whale of a game here this afternoon for the Storm. And he now has 16 points here this afternoon to go along with 14 boards.
So those are big. That's a big play by the Storm. Exactly what they needed. There's lots of time left in this one. And this is a nice matchup here. Oh.
Billy White tried to force a pass. It comes to Poole. 5 on the shot clock. Going for 3. Loose ball. Anderson snatches that one out of the air.
So Storm with a defensive stand. Billy White normally has no problem down there, but against Maxwell, you're going to have a problem.
Osei, he wants to drive. Stops. Fade away. And Henry, he has the board. He got knocked down by Billy White.
And Henry, what a play to pick up this rebound. Watch Henry's action. Just moves to the open spots, does whatever he can to get the rebound. Really, really good play with 2:29 left in this one.
So, is that it for Billy White on the evening?
Could be. He's been battling foul trouble.
Six for Billy White. So we're tied at 95 apiece.
Yeah. Yeah, 6 fouls for Billy White.
So they're going to miss number 23 here. 2:29 remaining. We're tied at 95.
This has been a great basketball game. I mean, both these teams have to be tired. They're gutting it out. They want this win pretty bad. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, and Poole, he got a bit of an elbow up on Devon Maxwell. It's going to be a foul against Devon.
That's his 4th foul.
Yeah, both teams playing last night. The only difference is that this Halifax team, they travel, what, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours from Moncton last night. So they were already in the hotel getting rested up for this game before the Island Storm ever got back to the bridge. And so it's a 2-point lead now for Halifax.
And this one's definitely going down all the way to the wire here.
Franklin for 3. Franklin gets it.
They gave him just that much space. Makes no mistake. He's been daggering teams all season.
Storm by 1. Zimmerman. Fake on Maxwell, kicks it out.
Oh, is that an
and
offensive foul?
Yeah. Henry is down. Is he holding the side of his head? Back of his head.
Yeah.
Let's see what took place here. Here's the 3 by Franklin. And Poole gave him plenty of room. That's enough room for Franklin's session.
Somebody's got to come back.
Maxwell wants to drive on Brown. And he lost the handle. It'll be Halifax ball.
And good defense by Brown, holding his ground, holding that side. So
that's the reason why they brought Ramel Brown in here for his defense, is rebounding.
Henry's working hard there to defend that.
Poole with the 3-point ball.
That was a great shot, and he's hit some big threes in his career.
Hurricanes by 1, 99-98. That's Franklin got going here. He mishandled the ball, got it back again, 7 on the shot clock, and that pass is picked off by Brown. Brown up and over with the jam. And wow, you don't see Franklin Sessions make too many bad passes. He did there.
No, he needed somebody to come right to the ball. He needed a weak side on that 2-guard position. Had to come right to the ball, and at least, you know, when you're dribbling so much and you're trying to set up and you're trying to run the offense, you need somebody maybe just to take the ball and then let you start again with it.
Right.
And so in those situations, you're taught, boom, come right to the basketball. But it's only a 3. They're going to get the ball back here. 1:08 left to go. And
let's take a look at what Franklin has done today. Turned the ball over there, but no denying he's been a big part of this Storm team this afternoon. And there's that jam that we saw in the first half.
Crazy.
And here's Franklin with a 3. Shoots the arrow.
Yeah, I mean, he has played a great game.
And then he and Maxwell, they team up. Another long-range tray.
He gets that left-right foot set.
And here's the spin.
and you're looking at an underhand scoop at the end of that.
And then again, he and Maxwell, they team up. So Franklin Session played a real good game. Started off pretty slowly in this one, Gordon. Then as the game progressed, really picked it up.
Yeah, and congratulations to him having a great game in this one.
1:05 remaining. Hurricanes 101. That shot a miss there by Osei. Under a minute now. Hurricanes 101, Storm 98.
A great block out by the Halifax Hurricanes.
Clink Scales. Zimmerman. 7 on the shot clock. Poole wants to drive. Pass inside. Another pass for Brown. And he rips that one down.
Wow,
good sharing of the ball there by Halifax. Fade away. Osei hits it.
You got to extend here. Got to pick up your defense here. Try to get a steal.
Coach Kendrick imploring a press.
You got to look to foul here. You're not going to get enough time on the clock.
Got a foul soon. Here's Zimmerman.
Oh, they got the steal.
Henry gets it. Here's Franklin Session, 10 on the clock. Session hits the iron, loose ball. And who's going to get it?
It's going to be Island Storm
Storm ball with 3.8 seconds remaining.
They got the steal.
Wow.
No, it's Halifax ball.
Halifax ball. Watson wants the ball. Tim Kendrick is not going to give it, and then he just drops it on the floor. And let's see this.
They got the shot they wanted.
Just misses.
Rim. So watch this. Halifax. That.
Oh, I think
no, it went off his ankle. It went off the Storm player's ankle.
Right, went off for Franklin.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Halifax ball with 3.8 seconds remaining. But boy, oh boy. What an effort by this Storm team. You know, to be quite honest with you, Gord, I thought they were going to get blown out in this contest. They didn't look very good in the first quarter. They didn't have any energy, and then that third quarter was just amazing. They came out with all kinds of energy, and they really made a game of it. So another solid effort. 3.8 seconds remaining here. So if you're Tim Kendrick, what are you trying to draw up here?
Well, it's simple. You have to double team Clinkscale so he doesn't touch the ball. And then when the next guy streaks to the basketball, you have to get in front of that, deny it, try to get the ball, shoot a shot within 3 seconds if you can get the steal. If not, if they catch the ball, you foul hard. And then put them to the line, and then hopefully they miss 2. You could call a timeout and bring it to center. So that's the only game plan you have.
Yeah. Not a lot of time here. 3.8 seconds remaining in this one. whatever takes place here this afternoon, I think moving forward, the Storm have to be pleased. They have Anderson. He has just been a rebounding machine here, and that's what they've been missing, that interior defense, the rebounding at both ends. Coach Kendrick told me this guy's aggressive at both ends of the court. They got that. They get Mishak back and healthy, and I love what I've seen from Henry here. So
exactly, and Stringer's going to take some time. He's had a tough 3-week span with injuries and traveling, and so it's going to take him a little bit of time. And here's the play. So watch the back door. There's the deny. It's looking good. Look, there it is.
Turned it over. Here's a chance now.
He got fouled.
And no foul? There's no foul on the play.
No, maybe it was a clean steal. Maybe it was a clean steal. But they did everything that they were supposed to do.
Well, that's a tough loss for the Storm. And take a look at this play here. Picked off by Stringer and then batted out of the hands by Watson. And Watson saying, no, no foul. So there you have it.
That could have been a pretty dramatic situation.
And so for the Halifax Hurricanes, they get the win here. They got a big game from Billy White. He fouled out. He had 22 points, 7 boards. Poole with 16 points. Zimmerman with 13. 8 dimes for Clink Scales to go along with his 12 points. And for the Island Storm, you know, 25 points from Franklin, 25 from Devon Maxwell, and then Anderson, 15 points and 15 rebounds. So a good game from Anderson. He impressed, and I know it's a 3-point loss for the Storm, but they showed up. They played very hard again here this afternoon.
Yeah, they played hard. They're probably going to need some rest now, but they played very good. Just stretches of the fourth quarter where you needed to keep that pedal on the metal. But, you know, you can't complain. They played very good basketball, and so did Halifax today, and they deserve this win.
So the final score, once again, the Halifax Hurricanes, they come to Charlottetown. They beat the Storm 103-100. So on behalf of Gord McNeely and the entire Universum team, I'm Peter Ruckhazer saying so long from Charlottetown.